Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop-lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics, LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens, UMP Modified and Silver Crown driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
Get out the whiskey, girl, and put that black dress on. Don't chill the beer. I got 100 million miles just to looking at me in this cracked rearview mirror. I've been missing on, kissing on you, listening to songs all night long. 2 weeks feels like 2 years. Get out the whiskey, girl, and put that black dress on. I'm coming home to Tennessee.
Bristol Motor Speedway, the world's fastest half mile. And despite straightaways barely 200 yards long, it's a very fast racetrack. The secret is in the variable banking in the 300-yard corners. You may not have much room to accelerate off one corner before shutting down for the next. But with steep banking up to 30 degrees, there's not much loss of speed when you get there. And the all-concrete racing surface provides great traction. With 153,000 seats arrayed in grandstands all the way around the racing surface, Bristol looks more like a football stadium on steroids than a typical racetrack. Veteran drivers have described racing at this East Tennessee Speed Emporium as the equivalent of flying a fighter jet in a gymnasium. So it's not surprising that every NASCAR Cup Series race draws a massive crowd. Still, the best seat in the house is the one behind the wheel. But it's sure not a relaxing one, with laps at speed ticking by at less than 15 seconds. Oh, and the compact nature of the track means there are infield pits on both the front and back straightaways. So drivers have that added complication to deal with. Open for competition in 1961, Bristol Motor Speedway has had a number of remodels over the years, and several owners as well. It's been under its current owner, Speedway Motorsports, that Bristol has enjoyed its greatest period of growth. Tonight, it's race 16 of the PSRA Open ARCA Series, and it's next on Track Limits Network. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the virtual Bristol Motor Speedway Race 16 of the PSRA Open ARCA Series. Let's get into the race details for tonight. Weather-wise, 76-degree ambient temperature, 35% humidity, cloudy skies, 2-mile-per-hour breeze, track temperature 80 degrees as we are under the lights here tonight, 175 laps the distance, stage break at lap 40, full fuel on board, 100%. Unlimited tire sets available and no fast repairs. 3 attempts at a green-white checkered finish. Practice underway and just about done here. About a minute remaining in the session. Corey Bigley, the fast time thus far. Bobby Hamilton Jr., second quick with a 14.58. Will Jones, A.J. Rogers, and Matt Nicholson rounding out the top 5. Penultimate race of the season as we wrap things up here next week at Michigan Speedway. "30 seconds away from the black and red flags to close out this practice session. We'll get right into qualifying immediately thereafter. Qualifying session will be 2 laps for 5 minutes, whatever comes first. And there it is. Clock strikes 0. That'll wrap up the session. Corey Bigley wins practice. It doesn't mean anything other than the fact you were top of the board. A little bit of bragging rights, I suppose. We'll see if you can back it up here in qualifying. Will Hewitt first to roll off. Real loose off of 4 to finish lap number 1. That's going to hurt him twice. First lap, 14.903, not too shabby. Bobby Hamilton Jr. with a 68, his first lap. We'll stick with Will, see if he can pick this up here on his second lap around. A little faster, half a tenth better here by Will Hewitt, but Bobby Jr. is still fastest. Now A.J. Rogers takes to the speedway. Rogers third quick, lap 1. Bobby Jr. fastest with a 14.674. AJ crosses the stripe, finish up his session a little slower, about a half-tenth slower with an 861. Cole Dansley now, the number 86 Cabela's Camry. Colt runs 2 laps, but none of them make the record books. One reason or the next, likely some contact with the wall. Mark Truxell, Corey Bigley, Josh Ingram, David Bradford, Derek Runge still needing to take a time here. Halfway through the qualifying session here. They have yet to take to the track. David Bradford now rolling out onto the speedway. Time to beat for pole, 14.674 seconds, the 25 of Bobby Hamilton Jr. Bradford on the green flag. First lap in the books for the number 13 Crown Apple machine. 8th quick, 15.206. Likely a throwaway lap for Bradford. Corey Bigley now goes P5. He runs a 14.82. Bradford, 3rd quick with a 7.50. Bigley now will cross the stripe. Goes from 6th to P1, 14.660. Bigley quick in practice, backs it up here in qualifying. About 100.5 quicker than Bobby Hamilton Jr. That may do it for our qualifying session. Derek Runge, no, he may be pulling out on the track here. There he goes, number 99. About to be on the clock here, about a half a lap away from taking the green. Top time now, the 58 of Corey Bigley, 14.660. Ooh, real loose in the middle. 3 and 4. Sorry, that was 1 and 2. This plate's just mirror image from front to back. The only thing really different is one straightaway's got a flag stand, the other doesn't. 10th quick, 15.31 for Runge. 45 seconds left in the session. Across the line, Derek Runge finishes up his qualifying effort, goes 3rd quick, 14.738 for the number 99. Looks like Mark Truxell and Josh Ingram will opt to not qualify. They'll line up 12th and 13th, it appears, on the grid when we get ready to roll here. That's going to do it from Bristol in the qualifying session. 5 seconds away from being complete here. No way to get a lap in at this point. Cole Ansley tried to get out there and get a qualifying time in. Was unable to get a lap of record. Again, any contact with the wall or off-track type situation will invalidate your lap. So likely the situation there with the 86 as to why he was not able to lock in a time. Looks like he'll start from about the 11th position. So with that, let's get to it. Our starting grid. On the pole position with a lap time of 14.660 seconds, the number 58 from Velocity Motorsports, it's Corey Bigley. Outside, front row, missed it by just over 100th of a second, the 25 of Bobby Hamilton Jr. Row number 2, it's Derek Runge and Matt Nicholson. Row 3, David Bradford and Will Jones. Row number 4, it's the 57 of A.J. Rogers and the 33 of Will Hewitt. Row 5, Frank Griffith and Chris Klein. Starting in the 11th position, it'll be Mark Truxell. 12th goes to Josh Ingram. Shotgun on the field. Poor qualifying effort for the 86 of Ansley. He'll start 13th last. It's your starting grid here from Bristol Motor Speedway. Small field, but you're not going to notice it with this place. It's short and fast. Take an opportunity here while we have a minute. Take a look at the race details again if you missed it in the open. 76 degrees the temperature here tonight in Bristol. Pretty dry, 39% humidity, cloudy skies, 4-mile-per-hour breeze. Not likely to affect anybody here this evening. Track temperature continues to fall, now down to 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Those Musco lights don't really add a whole lot of heat to this racing surface, so no worries there. 175 laps the distance. Stage break at lap 40. 100% fuel on board, unlimited tire sets available over the wall, 0 faster pairs, that's 0 zip, Zilich, and 3 attempts at a green-white checkered finish if necessary. First pace lap of 2. In the shorter tracks, they will run 2 pace laps, sometimes to make sure you get everybody out into the grid where they need to be before we go green. Smaller racetracks, half mile or less. Bristol, of course, meets that criteria, so as we cross the stripe, we'll officially be on the 1 to go. Next time by, these cars will flash by the start-finish line in anger. Front row is going to be Corey Bigley, the Red Bull number 58, flanked by the 25 H&H Unlimited number 25 of Bobby Hamilton Jr. Here we go. For 175 laps, pace car about to duck down to pit lane. Barney, the flagman, with the green in hand. They approach the start zone. There it is. Green flag in the air. We are racing from Bristol. Bigley out to the early lead. Lap 1 led in the books. Bobby Jr. on the back bumper. Third place running Derek Runge. Bradford 4th up a spot. Rogers 5th up 2. And Frank Griffith in trouble early. Trouble for Frank Griffith already in the pit lane. Let's take a quick look at it. We did not get a caution for it. Here we are from the aerial footage. Little bit of contact up the racetrack. Hard impact into the outside wall. Certainly not how Frank wanted to start his night. And unfortunately will likely end his evening. Battle for the race lead. Bobby Jr. taking a peek to the inside. Gets clear, takes the spot. Cross start finish. Lap 5 up on the board. New leader, Bobby Hamilton Jr. Check out Mark Truxell further back through the field into the 9th spot. Started in the 11th position. In fact, let's go on board here with the driver's eye camera. See what Mark Truxell sees behind the wheel of that Little Tate's Cupcakes Ford Mustang. Truxell comfortably ahead of the 33 Will Hewitt by about a second and a tenth. Runs in the tire tracks of Cole Ansley, who's up 5 spots from the drop of the green flag. Ooh, real loose on exit of the corner for Ansley. Still to the back bumper of Colt Ansley as they get clear of the 10 of Matt Nicholson, so to move Truxell up another spot into 8th. Watching this battle here, one of the closest on the racetrack for the time being. Bobby Jr. still out with the lead, about 0.6 of a second over Corey Bigley. Corey was lightning fast in practice and qualifying, definitely short run speed, but very quickly at the beginning of this race, Bobby Jr. able to run him down and take that race lead away. On board with Cole Ansley, looking back at 8th place Mark Truxell.
lift for the 86. Last lap, Truxell about a tenth quicker than Colt. Frank Griffin officially out of this race. He'll finish in 13th. Matt Nicholson now the 10 in pit lane. I don't know what issues Matt's having at the present, but he sits there in the pit box. Tires going on. He's down multiple laps now to this point. Certainly some left front and right front damage on that number 10. So certainly some contact made with Nicholson somewhere out of the racetrack. Bobby Jr. continues to lead, but Bigley's starting to reel him in. It was 0.6 of a second the advantage for the 25. It's now between 3 and 4 tenths here lap after lap, and it seems that Bigley's starting to run the 25 down. We'll go on board now with Corey Bigley to see how he works around this racetrack. As he tries to reel in Hamilton Jr. to take back that top spot that he earned in qualifying. Oh, gets the wall. Can't tell me Bigley's not pushing hard. Track is so fast and so small that that impact off the corner already has messed him up on entry to the next. Here we are again, here the exit of 4. That's where it initially happened. Way down to the racetrack, lets it float up a little bit to the middle of the corner. Will Jones back in the 7th spot. He's down a position from the start. Truxell now has worked his way up into 6th. Ansley has continued to march forward as well as he's into the top 5. Colt, biggest mover on the night to this point. 8 positions gained. Again, a little bit of a mishap in qualifying. We watch Will Hewitt go to the inside here on Will Jones. Now, you got to wonder here about the 46. We've seen this over the years with Will Jones. He's got a lot of talent. He's quick. You wouldn't think it right now, running back in the 8th spot from the 6th place starting position, but he's taking care of those tires. With a smaller field here tonight, likely to see some green flag laps. Quite a long run here, all the way to 40 laps here for our stage break. He might be trying to just have a long run, taking care of the tires, see what kind of pace he can run without losing a lap. And then have those tires a little bit more of an advantage later on, late in the run. I know they had an hour of practice before this race tonight. Doesn't mean you can't try a little bit here and there once the race starts. You can't win these things at the first lap or the first 40, the first 50, first 100. You win them on the last lap. You got to be there at the end, and Will Jones certainly doing all he can to be there for that. Back up into the 4th position. David Bradford running. Now teammate Colt Ansley reeling him in. Lead for Hamilton Jr. has stabilized, still hovering right around that 3 to 4 tenths of a second over the 58 of Corey Bigley. Nicholson still sits in his pit box, multiple laps down at this point. Fourth, 5th, and 6th in the frame, Bradford, Ansley, and Truxell. Josh Ingram back in the 9th position. He's down a lap. Chris Klein in 8th, also down a lap. Blistering pace by our race leaders, Bobby Jr., Corey Bigley, A.J. Rogers. Lap and a half away from the stage. Bobby Jr. still leads over Corey Bigley, A.J. Rogers, David Bradford, Colt Ansley. Bobby Jr. off turn number 4 will complete the stage. Corey Bigley, A.J. Rogers, David Bradford, Colt Ansley.
It's going to be a caution.
So green to yellow into the first stage. No issues on the racetrack with the exception of Frank Griffith. Right about lap 1, the 54 making contact with the wall ended his night early. So we get a break and a re-rack here. We should have Chris Klein will be the first car 1 lap down. Should get the lucky dog wave around. Klein will stay out on the racetrack to take that wave around, and leaders in pit lane. Going to be 4 tires and fuel for everybody up and down pit lane here. Possibly some adjustments, trying to get their cars to handle a little better. This is a series where they are allowed to make adjustments to the setup on the race cars. Chris Klein now will come to pit lane. And I don't know if we're still live, folks, but we're having some issues here all of a sudden. I think it's related to iRacing directly. I believe we are still live. And we've come back from that issue. Very interesting. Haven't had that happen in quite a while. In fact, it was with the previous iteration of this league with Scar. I believe it was on a dirt track back in the day. We're just about to go green and the whole thing locked up on us. Luckily, it's unlocked. So I think we're all right. And we are still live, folks, so if you're still with us, thank you for not running away on that. Getting ready to go back green here. Pace car lights are out, so the next time across start-finish, we'll be racing again. Half a lap away.
Ready, green flag.
Green is in the air. Great jump for Bobby Hamilton Jr. Caught everybody else sleeping. Battle for second as Colt Ansley jumps through and takes the spot from Bigley. Bigley hot on the trail of Cole Ansley, trying to take back that second spot. Not fast enough just yet. Get some tire temperature into his race car. Further behind them, Bradford running fourth. Truxell now up into the fifth spot. Mark Truxell running P5. A.J. Rogers, car length off the back bumper. For second, Bigley alongside Cole Ansley down the straightaway into turn 3, takes the spot back. Colt will tuck back in behind into third place. Again, keep in mind, Colt started dead last here tonight. He's quietly and quickly knifed his way back towards the top 3. David Bradford still in the 4th spot. Not a whole lot of action out of the 13 here tonight so far, but again, it is still early. Not even a third distance just yet. Bradford started P5 in the 4th position, but keep an eye on the 5 of Mark Truxell. He is awful racy there behind the 13, trying to take that position away. This stage of the race, you might see Bradford just kind of let the 5 go if he's that much quicker. Truxell's got to go. Rogers is right there, a car length still off the rear deck lid of Mark Truxell. Real loose off of turn 4 for the 5. Bobby Jr. now out to a 2-second advantage. We've been seeing a lot of this here as of late. Bobby will get out to a lead early. It'll keep it to between 3, 4, 5, 6 tenths of a second. Then you get that first pit stop. He gets to work on it a little bit, and all of a sudden he's shot out of a cannon. So 2 seconds now the advantage. Just about 15 laps since the restart here at Bristol. Corey Bigley second, Ansley third, Bradford fourth, Truxell fifth. Rogers makes the move to the inside, trying to take the 5th spot from Mark Truxell. Truxell still working the high side. He'll have a run on corner exit. Keeps it there, gets clear of the 57. AJ back on the attack, low side of the racetrack. Will Hewitt may try to follow him on through. Keep in mind the 33 not on the lead lap. Matt Nicholson still in pit lane. Tarek Runge, for one reason or the next, now out of this race. Unknown issues with the 99. Derek Runge didn't see a crash listed in the iRacing data there for the 99, but he is officially gone. Leaves us with 10 cars remaining on the racetrack. Truxell doing a good job hanging ahead there, the 57 of A.J. Rogers, but I just got to wonder if A.J. is just a little bit quicker. Last lap for Truxell of 15:19. A.J. Rogers, identical lap time, 15:19. racetrack. Big checkup for Truxell. It's going to get Hewitt to the inside now. He's going to work his way back towards the front. He wants to get that lead back, at least lead lap back. Can't get it done. High side's working as far as a defense mechanism for Mark Truxell. Now he's got a buffer between himself and A.J. Rogers. That's going to help. Checking on the race leader again, Bobby Hamilton Jr. A dominant performance to this point. That race lead of almost 2+ seconds has diminished slightly by about half a second. Bigley has cut a half second into that, but it's still about almost the length of a straightaway here at Bristol. Meanwhile, Rogers back on the attack, gets clear of Mark Truxell, so move to 57 up into the 5th spot. Will Jones running in the 8th position, last car on the lead lap. Running about 3 seconds ahead of the race leader, so Will Jones could fall into the clutches of the 25 here and go down a lap. And Will Hewitt in trouble. Back to the pits. Let's take a look. Just a moment ago, Hewitt into turn 1, just doesn't want to turn. Real loose, top of the racetrack, slides it around. Don't think he hits anything, but a tough night for Will Hewitt. He will jump straight to pit lane after that. .81 laps in here, almost halfway. Bobby Jr., your leader. Corey Bigley's second. Cole Ansley third. David Bradford runs fourth. A.J. Rogers in the 5th spot. Mark Truxell P6. 7th, Will Jones. Chris Klein running 8th. That's your lead lap cars. 56 of Josh Ingram running in the 9th position, 2 laps down. Will Hewitt 10th, though, on pit lane. Matt Nicholson running 11th. He's been in the pits here for the better part of 9-10 minutes now, 13 minutes to be specific. Might actually be out of this race, just need to get that update. Derek Runge out of this race, shown in 12th. Not sure the dilemma there with the 99, but Frank Griffith, a lap 1 crash, puts him out of this one at the start. Kind of what we thought early on when we watched the 57 behind Mark Truxell. Truxell was doing a fantastic job keeping AJ behind him, but was unable to stop him from getting on by. At some point, the 57 got clear, and it started to stretch out that advantage. Multiple seconds ahead now of the 5. And it is official. Nicholson is out of this race. So is Will Hewitt. Will Jones and Ingram now on pit lane. I don't know if this is a scheduled stop for Will. Let's take a look at it. Right side tire change. Josh Ingram also down pit lane. Right side tires going on the 56. 4 tire change for Will Jones and Josh Ingram. They'll head back out into the action. Just past halfway here at Bristol Motor Speedway. We're going to step aside, get our side-by-side break out of the way. Stay with us. You won't miss a minute of the action. We'll be back after this.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop-lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
Out. Hey man, your mic sounds like a little far away from your mouth again. Just double check that for us, please.
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
Back at Bristol Motor Speedway, and the drama has begun. Green flag pit stop, so we're about to get underway here. Corey Bigley spun the car, or half spun the car, trying to get woed up. Bobby Jr., as the leader, was coming to pit lane at the time. Caution came out as the 58 from second spot was spinning. Why is that important? Well, it appears that Bobby Hamilton Jr. showing a black flag here for entering a closed pit, as the caution coming out closes the pits, but it happened mere feet before the 25 entered the commitment line to get into pit lane. So we'll see if this ends up getting cleared. It may, because it's not like it was done intentionally, or really if Bobby could have done anything about it at that point. He was fully committed. We'll see if it stands. As it looks right now, though, it seems that Mark Truxell will be our race leader when we go back to green. AJ Rogers, Bobby Jr., Chris Klein was shown fourth, but he's coming to pit lane, I believe, or is he not? No, just way low on the racetrack. Pace car lights are out. They may extend this here, trying to get the lineup right. Again, Bobby still showing a penalty. Colt Ansley also showing a black flag here, so we'll see how this goes. But I don't know, looks like we're getting ready to go back green. Pace car's in.
Green flag.
Green is in the air. So Mark Truxell, your race leader here at the restart lap 102. Colt Ansley still sits in pit lane, unfortunately for the 86. Had a strong run going, and it's all going to go down the drain here as he sits in pit lane, serving a penalty. Bobby Jr. looks like they did end up clearing his black flag. Is really nothing he could have done about that. Mark Truxell continues to lead. Bobby Jr. now up into the second spot. A.J. Rogers third. Bigley fourth. Chris Klein in fifth. Those are your lead lap cars. Bradford now into that caution. Was caught a lap down. Would need another yellow in this case to try and get back onto the lead lap. Josh Ingram in seventh. He is 4 laps down. Now Will Jones, Colt Ansley still in pit lane. Both drivers still sit in their race cars. Truxell out to a half-second advantage over the 25. Season winding down here in the PSRA Open ARCA Series. Could Bristol be the night for Mark Truxell? A lot of laps still to go. He's had a strong run. Started near the back in 11th. Quietly worked his way into the top 5. Was there without any issues. Took advantage of this caution to get the track position. Still took his pit stop with everybody else. Continues to lead now, 0.4 of a second advantage over Bobby Jr. Bobby's cut down 1/10 and a half now. Car length or 2, maybe off the back bumper of Mark Truxell. On board with the 5. Meanwhile, Corey Bigley working his way back through after that spin is alongside A.J. Rogers for third. We'll stick with the battle for the lead. You can see there, Bigley gets the spot from Rogers in the background. And Bobby takes a look to the inside. Move the 25 back to the point. Now Will Jones, another driver out of this race. Ansley still in pit lane, serving a very long penalty. Starting to wonder if Colt has some damage to be concerned with. He's been there for 3.5 minutes to this point. He may actually be out of this race. If he can get back out there, though, he can pick up another spot over Will Jones, who is officially out. Try to get a look here at the 86 of Ansley. Does he have any damage? This side of the car looks pretty good. Left front doesn't look all that happy. We'll see if we can get a better angle. I really don't have anything clean. Yeah, left front showing some pretty significant damage. Maybe some suspension issues there on the 86. So there was certainly some contact made to that Cabela's machine. Nice little 360 on Colt Ansley, but that's going to be opportunity out the window to win this race tonight for Colt. Had a strong car, strong run going. Bobby Jr. now extending his lead over the 5 of Truxell, 0.6 plus back to the 5. Corey Bigley into the 3rd position. Bigley back about 0.7. A.J. Rogers in the 4th position. Further back in 5th, Chris Klein. He's shown about 9.5 seconds off the race lead here. Last lap for Klein of 15:23. Sorry, 15:32. Bobby Hamilton Jr. running a 14:98 that last time, so quite a bit quicker right now, the 25 over fifth place Chris Klein. Bobby is just flying out there. David Bradford still shown in the 6th position, 1 lap down. Would love to see the caution come out so he could get caught up here back on the lead lap. So few cars on the lead lap. He'd get that lap back, still be in striking distance. Truxell now having to fend off the 58 of Corey Bigley. Bigley gets to the bottom of the racetrack. It sticks. But the run helping out the 5. Bigley back to the bottom, way up top of the racetrack. Is going to slide up in front of the 5. Truxell might have the run, but nowhere to go with it. Bigley will continue to march forward up to the 2nd spot. Does he have enough pace now late in this run? Has he made the right adjustments to be on pace with the 25 of Hamilton Jr., or better yet, faster? Can he get there? Question number 1. And if he does, can he make the pass and get this win here tonight? He was fastest in practice, put the car on the pole, led a couple of laps at the beginning, but Bobby was quick to run him down and take it away. See if Corey can do the same. Chris Klein going to go down a lap here. Way up the racetrack, he gets the wall in front of 2nd place Corey Bigley. He'll keep it up top. While we have the opportunity here as the race continues to wind down, let's try to go through the field here. Bobby Hamilton Jr., currently your race leader, started on the outside pole. Certainly led the most laps here tonight. A little bit of a snafu there during the caution with Corey Bigley, but he's certainly okay at this point, continuing to lead with a half-second advantage over Corey Bigley, who is running him down. Bigley started on pole after being fastest in practice and fastest, of course, in the qualifying session. It's been up in the top 3, top 5 all night long. Mark Truxell, an impressive run out of 5 here tonight, up into the 3rd position after starting 11th. A.J. Rogers in the 4th spot, started 7th this evening, continuing to try and run down the 5. Chris Klein just recently going down a lap. He runs in the 5th spot. David Bradford, P6, 1 lap down. Not a real eventful night for the 13 this evening, but he's still hanging in there. Josh Ingram running in 7th. Still on the racetrack. Will Jones off the racetrack, back out of the race, and Colt Ansley in 9th. Going to head back out, it looks like, to try and take that spot that he has available to him as Will Jones is out. Will Hewitt in 10th. He's out of the race. Matt Nicholson, 11th, out of the race. Runge, 12th, also out. Frank Griffith, 13th after a lap 1 crash. He is also out of the race. Battle for the race lead after the check-in here. Corey Bigley takes a peek to the bottom of the racetrack on Bobby Hamilton Jr. We're asking, could he catch him? Yes, that's been answered. But can he pass him? We wait and see. On the back bumper, just a half car length off the 25. Off turn number 4, they flash across the line. Bobby continues to lead. Changing lanes goes Corey Bigley, top of the racetrack, trying to find a solution to this math problem that he's got in front of him. The 25 of Bobby Hamilton Jr. holding off Bigley for now. On board with Bobby Hamilton Jr. Last lap for Hamilton, a 15:35, a 37 for Corey Bigley. Same lap time exactly for Mark Truxell. Bigley takes a look, gets a nose into turn one, real loose. He hangs onto it, but he'll lose a ton of track position. Corey Bigley willing to risk it all for the race lead here at Bristol. Bobby now back to a 0.3 of a second advantage. Can Bigley run him back down? He got a little loose on the last effort there down into turn number one. Whitey got some extra heat into the tires that he just doesn't want. We'll see if he can run him back down. It's now 2 3/4 tenths, 2.5 tenths. Bigley on the charge, reeling Bobby back in. Bigley's got a fast race car. Oh, but he gets the wall. Doesn't lift right there. Still just a few feet off the bumper of the 25 as they work down the backstretch. Now Bobby Jr. scrapes the wall with the right side. Great action for the race lead here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Bobby Jr. a dominant performance tonight, but he's got to make it work the rest of the way. Still with the race lead, but a hard charging Corey Bigley hot on his trail and lap traffic ahead. Ingram goes to the bottom, lets the leaders race it out. Lap 147 of 175. Still plenty of racing to go. Bigley looking to the bottom. Got the nose in again. Does he make it stick? Bobby gives him some room side by side for the lead here at Bristol. Bigley not quite clear yet into turns 3 and 4. Bigley with the lead now. Lap 149. Can he run away from Bobby Hamilton Jr. or is Bobby just saving his stuff for later? Corey has made the adjustments. Last lap for the number 58, a 15:38. Bobby Jr. a 73. Mark Truxell a 59. So with time, I think the 5 might be able to reel Bobby in as well. Still some distance between Mark and Bobby. 1.7 seconds the advantage for the 25 as he flashes across the backstretch. Cole Ansley in tow. Ansley not on the lead lap, 37 laps down, but he did pick up that position over Will Jones. 24 laps to go. I don't think he's got any opportunity to gain any more ground at this point, but he's going to stay out there, run some laps, see what he can learn. He's trying to stay out of the way as he's kind of running the apron down the straightaways. That Colt's going to come to pit lane. I think he's done the math, realizes there's nothing left to gain at this point, even if the top half of the field crashes out. That's where he's going to end up. So that'll do it, I think, for Cole Ansley. No, he's going to bolt on some tires. In fact, I'm doing some poor math here. He's 37 down to the leader. But he could make up some other spots if other things happen. We'll see how things go. Corey Bigley now still leads 3.2 seconds over Bobby Hamilton Jr. now. And Mark Truxell has run down the 25, a car length and a half back to the 5. And Mark Truxell takes the second spot. Very long run, possibly the longest run of the race to this point. Bobby Jr. falling off the pace now back to third position. We have 19 laps to go. David Bradford now in 5th, still 1 lap down. He'll get clear of Mark Truxell as Truxell gets the wall a little bit. That'll let Bobby Jr. take that second spot back. Now Bobby scrapes the wall. Truxell back to the bottom, takes the second position away again. Truxell's just got to run clean here the rest of the way. 5.8 second advantage now for Corey Bigley. Again, Truxell got the wall, it slowed him up a bit. Allowed Bobby to take the spot, but Mark drove back around him again. But in that time, more track position lost for the second and third place machines as Bigley has checked out. Truxell now putting some distance on the 25, 1.5 second difference between second and third. A.J. Rogers running in the 4th position. Plenty of clear racetrack behind him. Bobby Hamilton Jr. severely off pace now. 17.3 the last lap for Bobby. I don't know if he's burned a right front tire off this thing. He keeps scraping the wall. Bobby may be in trouble. Some damage shown now on the right front. Bigley now has reeled him in and will put Bobby a lap down. How the mighty have fallen. Bobby Hamilton Jr. absolutely dominant here tonight. I don't know the situation there on the 25. Oh, but he's going to hammer the brakes here and come to the pits. Bobby Jr. with problems. Again, there may be some right front damage on that machine. I don't see anything significant to require the stop, but he just cannot hang on to it at this point. So Bobby will come down and hit pit lane, and he's going to be out of this race. Something terminal wrong there with the 25 as Corey Bigley leads Mark Truxell by about a little over half a lap at this point with 8 laps to go. Bigley in cruise control. A.J. Rogers in third. He's a lap down. Bradford in fourth, a lap down. So the top two are lead lap cars. That's it here with 7 laps to go as Bigley crosses the line. Six laps remain for Corey Bigley. Corey gets the wall again. Corey Bigley without a win yet this season, 4 laps away from taking one home. Bigley currently third into the points after Dover coming into tonight. David Bradford now up to third. Bradford with 5 wins on the season. But after missing a race, he's fallen back to the 7th position in the point standings. Two laps to go. Corey Bigley off of turn number 4. A white flag in the air. Final lap from Bristol Motor Speedway. Bigley into 3 and 4 for the final time. Crosses the stripe. Bigley will take the win. Mark Truxell working his way through turns 3 and 4. 9 seconds back, but it'll be a second place finish for the Little Tate's Cupcakes Mustang. David Bradford will be credited with P3. Well, he won it all. Fastest in practice, pole position, and the race win here from Bristol. Corey Bigley very happy, celebrating here on the front stretch at Bristol Motor Speedway. That's going to do it for the race portion of tonight's broadcast. Let's step aside. We'll get our break out of the way and get our top 3 finishers into the booth after this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop-lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics, LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens, UMP Modified and Silver Crown driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
Back at Bristol Motor Speedway, race 16 in the books of the PSRA Open ARCA Series. Corey Bigley picking up the first win of the season late in the season. Again, second to last race before we roll into Michigan Speedway next week. Let's pull Corey, the driver of the Red Bull number 58, into the broadcast booth. Get a word with our race winner. Corey, it's Steve with Track Limits. You got us?
Yep, I got you.
Corey, congratulations, man. A win here at Bristol. Obviously, lights out fast in practice. Put it on pole. And then very quickly, Bobby Hamilton Jr. gets by you on the start of the race here after just a handful of laps. It seemed like he had the better car. Dominant performance here tonight. Little chaos there with the caution coming out. You spin the car or half spin the car, but you battle back. You run down Bobby Jr. and then you drive away. Bobby has his own problems. You hang on for the win, man. Walk us through this race tonight. What makes you so fast around Bristol Motor Speedway?
I don't know, but like I said, I'm really good on the long runs. Like, these short tracks are my, like, bread and butter. That's what I like to race. And I really got to thank Frank for, like, getting us close with the setup, and I had to do tweaks here and there. But the first run with Bobby, I started running him down, and I knew I was too tight the first run because it started hurting the right front tire. And then we had a 40 lap. I started running. Like, we were pretty even, and then I just hurt the right front tire early. And then I made a little adjustment, and then I tried the second run. I tried more of adjustment, or a little adjustment, and then the second run, when I spun out down pit road, I already told it was on me because I messed up. I caused a caution, and I'm like, okay, that's gonna be on me. I went to the back, and I made a bigger adjustment, and it just woke the car back up and towards the longer run, and that's where my key is, just to keep the car underneath you on the longer run. And I knew he started to fall off, and then I knew I was a little bit better there towards the end of towards the run, and I knew he hurt the right front tire more, and I had the car a little more freer this time, the second run, and I knew I could get by him. But I just tried to pace at first, and then just keep pace with him, and then I knew I started to run him down. And then, because I could see I could roll in and roll through the center a little bit better. And then one time I got loose underneath him, and I lifted and let him I gathered it up and let him get going. Then I had to, because I knew I didn't really drive it off in the corner, and I would just soften in and try to get a better roll through the center and drive off and keep the drive off in the car. That's what I also had too.
Well, you already answered some questions I was going to ask as far as how big of a change did you make. So let's back it up a little bit here. Let's talk about that half spin. Was that a spin trying to get to pit lane during a planned pit stop, or was that something else entirely? And then once that happened, how do you get your mindset right? How do you reset yourself so you can get back after it and run Bobby back down?
I knew, because like I said, I just had so much brake to it, and I was going to go when he was going to go. And I just, like I said, I don't know if I overshot it a little bit, and I was going to try to get woed up enough. And I just had so much brake to it, and it just snapped on me. And I just, like I said, I just parked myself there and waited. And then we had a caution, and I just tried to, like I said, it was on me. I messed up getting down my pit road, and it happens. Because I was trying to get the car to turn a little better, but like I said, I got to thank Frank, AJ, and Josh for being on this team. And then, like I said, short tracks are my bread and butter. Like Richmond, you see me always digging, and I'm just really good at short tracks, even setting the cars up too.
Well, next week, it's not a short track. 2-mile, high-speed oval, Michigan Speedway to close out the season. That one's going to be a wild one. If it's anything like Fontana, how do you prepare for Michigan to close out the season?
We just can't get the cars because we were at Fontana. We just got the cars. For Fontana, we were just too, like later in the run, we were just too free, and you couldn't really run the bottom where everybody was running. I had to just really run the top and chase it. And we're just trying to figure out where we can, trying to help AJ, because AJ's mainly one been doing it. Frank's helping too. It's just hard for me because, like I said, I work on real race cars a lot. We have a lot of cars to work on, and I try to have time to do it.
Well, either way, Corey, you paid off here tonight with a victory here at Bristol. Congratulations at that. Is there anyone else that you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Nope, just the guys I just think, and just all the guys at Stinger Motorsports also. That's the same guys, but Stinger Motorsports.
All right, Corey, thanks for talking to us, man. Congratulations. Good luck in Michigan.
Thank you.
Corey Bigley, your race winner here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Next, we're going to talk to Mark Truxell. Looking forward to this one for sure. It's been a while since we've had a chance to talk to the driver of the number 5 Little Tate's Cupcakes Mustang. Mark Truxell at Steve in the booth. You got us?
I got you, Steve.
Mark, congratulations. We talked briefly right before the start of this race here tonight. I don't know if it was good luck or what happened, but you started near the rear of the field here, didn't qualify at all. Decided to start, I think it was from the 11th spot where you ended up pulling out from. But you drove this thing through. You had some great battles all the way up into the 5th spot and then got some track position late with that caution and held on to it. Drove this thing up to 2nd place, man. How'd you do it? Walk us through the race.
Steve, it's my typical strategy. Just sit back and let it happen there for a little while. And once I seen I was getting up there pretty good, I was driving it as hard as I could to try to catch the top 2 and 3, and it just started working in my favor. And then that caution come out, and I was feeling pretty good after that. And sure wish Corey and Bobby would have scuffled a little bit better, but yeah. Super happy.
Either way, something to be proud of. 2nd place is nothing to shake a stick at. Congratulations at that. But we roll into Michigan Speedway next week. We've seen how you perform on these bigger racetracks over the years. What's the mindset? How are you feeling about going into Michigan Speedway with these ARCA cars next week?
Well, haven't made up my mind on the typical strategy or go ahead and qualify and try to run up front, but it just seems like I have a lot of bad luck when I try to qualify, because I usually start top 10 or somewhere around there, but I don't know, it just never works out for me. So I just have to start in the back and see if the draft will pull me up.
Well, it certainly seemed like a strategy that's paid off for you in the past. Why change it? Either way, it's worked out tonight. Maybe it'll work out next week. One position better, possibly. Pick up a win to close out the season. What a way to go it would be.
Yeah, I'm hoping everything goes good in both series, the fixed and the open, for me and Bobby. Be nice to see the Bobby Hamilton Racing up there at the top, both series.
Well, certainly looking forward to it. Mark, congratulations again. Who do you want to thank before we let you go?
I'd like to thank my mom for watching, everybody putting on a good race. Welcome you back to the broadcast booth, and about the best part of the night is getting to talk to you again.
Hell yeah, Mark. Thanks for talking to us, man. Congrats, and good luck in Michigan.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Mark Truxell, your runner-up here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Next, we're going to talk to the 13, David Bradford. A rather uneventful night here for the 13 of David Bradford, but he stuck with it, didn't quit, still finishes in the 3rd spot. Let's get a word with him. David, it's Steve with Track Limits. You got us?
Yes, sir.
David, congratulations, man. A 5th place start, not too terrible, but a 3rd place finish here. You were a lap down for quite a while. I think you ended up finishing a lap down, but nevertheless, a 3rd place finish. The standings don't change anything there. Walk us through your race. Did you just not nail the setup here tonight, even though you had a 3rd place finish?
Yeah, we were just terrible. I think all the cars, all the Toyotas were just really bad tonight. at least early on in the race. Once the track rubbered in a bit, we were a little bit better, but yeah, I just didn't do a good job this week, I don't think.
Obviously going to be a threat next week at Michigan Speedway. We saw how well you guys ran in Fontana. Very similar racetracks, though not necessarily identical. How similar are the setups, if you're willing to share?
Pretty similar. I mean, Michigan takes a little bit more downforce than California does, because California's got those long straightaways, but going to build a pretty stable setup, I think, and kind of let the top four, shoot for their championship next weekend, just to see, how that's going to play out for them. Try not to, obviously, if I got a car fast enough to win, I'm going to go up there and win, but just see what happens next weekend with the top four.
Looking forward to it. David, congratulations again, man. Who do you want to shout out to?
And of course, Dad and Uncle are always watching, and appreciate you, Steve, for all you do, and Bobby and Will for hanging with me here on all this stuff. Yeah, we'll just see how it goes next week.
That's all we can do. David, thanks for talking to us. Congrats again. Good luck next week.
Thanks, Steve.
David Radford, third place here at Bristol Motor Speedway. That's going to do it for the interview portion of tonight's broadcast. Let's step out here, take a look at our race results. Of course, we talked to Corey Bigley, Mark Truxell, David Bradford, the top three. A.J. Rogers was fourth. Chris Klein, fifth. Josh Ingram finishes in the sixth spot. Seventh, Bobby Hamilton Jr. after a dominant night. Tough break, burned the right front off the 25 machine this evening. Colt Ansley finished in the 8th spot. Will Jones was 9th. Will Hewitt, 10th. Matt Nicholson, 11th. Derek Runge out for unknown reasons in 12th. And last but not least, Frank Griffith, just about lap 2, hit the wall pretty hard out of this one very early. He'll be credited with the 13th spot, 173 laps down. Thank you guys all for tuning in here this evening. Penultimate race of the season in the PSRA Open ARCA Series. I hate to say it, folks, but I've got an obligation next Sunday that I wasn't really aware was Sunday until the very last minute, so we won't necessarily get this race broadcasted live, but if the PSRA wants us to do this on a tape delay, it is their championship race. We'll be more than happy to do it. I was really actually looking forward to covering that Michigan race after Fontana, especially. It's going to be a fun one to watch, so if we get the chance to go live with it or even tape delayed, make sure you check it out. It's going to be a fun one. Thank you guys all season long for tuning in. If we're not back to talk about it next week, I appreciate you guys tuning in each and every week. I certainly appreciate the PSRA for having us broadcast these races. I know it's been tough with some travel and some work conflicts and things like that, but it's been fun. It's always been a good time with SCAR and then PSRA. We're looking forward to more of that, hopefully next season. More to come. Thank you guys for watching. Tune in tomorrow night, IROC Challenge Series here at Eldora, also in the ARCA car, about the same time, 9 p.m. in the East. If you're looking for something to do and you got nothing going on, tune us in, check us out, jump into Stream Chat, say hello to us, and tell us where you're watching from and what brought you to Track Limits Network. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you at the next one. Have a good night.
Get out the whiskey, girl, and put that black dress on. Don't chill the beer. I got 100 million miles just to looking at me in this cracked rearview mirror. I've been missing on, kissing on you, listening to songs all night long. 2 weeks feels like 2 years. Get out the whiskey, girl, and put that black dress on. I'm coming home to Tennessee. Songs all night long, lost tonight, baby, I'm found. Get at the vinyl, girl, and put old stirrups along. I'm coming home to Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee. Oh, yeah. put that black dress on. I'm coming home to Tennessee.